Today we'll be looking at an interesting topic. Was Danzo right to kill off the Uchiha? Many write off Danzo as a bad guy and he receives a lot of hate within the Naruto community, but people tend to forget who Danzo really is. Danzo dedicated his entire life to protect Konoha and always did what he thought was best for the village. He founded the route which did the dirty jobs for Konoha, which, if they were found out by other nations, could have resulted in wars. He also revealed Naruto's status as the Nine-Tails Jinchuriki in order to rally the village's hate on a vocal point, thereby uniting the village. And by doing so, he achieved the peace within the Konoha walls. So from this summary, you can understand that Danzo was the ends justify the means kind of guy. But what does this have to do with Uchiha? When the Nine-Tails attacked, it had a Sharingan within its eye, which led Danzo to believe that the Uchiha were behind the attack and forbade them from joining the fight against the Nine-Tails. But this decision ultimately was made in good faith for the Leaf, but it wasn't the best one, because the Uchiha would have been able to quell the Nine-Tails with the Sharingan before it did real damage to the village. And this decision proved very fatal for Konoha, as they lost the third Hokage, more than half of Konoha forces, the fourth Hokage, who was arguably the strongest Kage at the time, and Kushina, the Nine-Tails Jinchuriki. After the attack, he pushed for the Uchiha to be moved to the outskirts of the village where they could be monitored frequently, and believe it or not, many people actually supported this, including the third Hokage. But this decision further fueled the resentment the Uchiha had towards the village, and thus resulting in the coup d'etat. As the Uchiha planned their coup, they had two spies within the army, Shisui and Itachi. But there was one problem to this plan of theirs. Both of these shinobi were loyal to the village and not the clan. So while the Uchiha thought they had spies within the village, these two were double agents, as they reported all the Uchiha's plans to Konoha's higher-ups. This resulted in a problem between Konoha's higher-ups and the Uchiha. Hiruzen tried to find a peaceful way to solve this when Shisui came up with the idea to use the Kotsama Matsukami on Fugaku to stop the coup. And everyone agreed with this except for Danzo. But why? Most of the Uchiha wanted the coup to happen, and if Fugaku suddenly didn't want the coup to happen, they would instantly replace him as clan head and push forward with their plans, and Danzo knew of this. The Kotoa Matsukami was a temporary solution, and even if the Uchiha listened to Fugaku, in another couple of years when a new clan head took over, Konoha would be faced with the same problem yet again. This is the point where people think that Danzo ordered Itachi to kill the Uchiha, but that truly isn't the case. Danzo offered Itachi an ultimatum. Danzo merely told Itachi the truth. If he sided with the Uchiha, all the Uchiha would die, including Sasuke and himself, and if he sided with Konoha, he would kill all the Uchiha and spare Sasuke. But Itachi knew what Danzo said was the truth, and he sided with the Uchiha and they won. All other villages would take advantage of Konoha's weakness and attack, effectively launching the fourth Great Ninja War. So by killing the Uchiha, he effectively stopped a civil war and an outright Great Ninja War. So one has to ask himself, should you truly blame Danzo? He only did what was best for Konoha, and by killing the Uchiha, he removed a civil war and another Great Ninja War within the village. So what do you think? Was Danzo right to kill the Uchiha?